Hey everybody, it's Andrew from Skyview again. We're going to talk today about the network settings on your DVR. So we're going to go right into the menu here. We're going to right click twice, go to our system settings, and then go to network. And then here at the top you've got your network tab, so we'll left click on that. Now this is important mainly if you want to do any kind of remote view or live view of your DVR from like other devices, like your smartphone. Say you have a computer somewhere that's kind of on your property but in a different room from the DVR, and you want to be able to view the DVR from another location. This networking part is especially important. So I got timed out there, so I'm just going to go back into network here. I use a static IP for this because if your router ever gets turned off or as new devices join your network, it's going to give out new IPs to those new devices. So I'm going to always set my DVR as a static IP. My range on my network right now is 192.168.0.1. That's my router, so I'm going to choose 0.27 because I know that that's a free IP address in my network right now. And then my gateway is obviously going to be the IP of my router, which is 192.168.0.1. And then my DNS, I'm just going to make it the same as my default gateway because my router will just figure that stuff out for me. And then the media port, the web port, and the setup port, those come in handy, especially for doing any kind of remote view, which we're going to talk about a little bit later. But those numbers are important. You're going to want to remember those. So I'm going to save these parameters, and then my DVR should be on my network. And then when I go back here, you've got another option here for DDNS. DDNS is for like a web hosting, which you can do by, we like to use DYNDNS. It's only $25 a year, and what that basically does is when you try to remotely access your DVR from another location, what can happen is your internet provider can your WAN IP can change weekly, monthly. With every provider it's a little bit different, but this DYNDNS sort of will update your remote access with the new WAN IP of your router, and you'll have no problems with being able to access the DVR that way. It sort of bypasses the fact that your WAN IP may have changed a week ago, and obviously the other option is getting a static IP, but that's usually a little bit more expensive. And people don't really need static IPs unless they're doing like their own sort of web hosting, or they do a lot of VPN work from home. And yeah, so DYNDNS is a cheap way of doing that. And then even some of the DVRs that are coming out, they offer a cloud service, but you got to be careful with those too, because sometimes if any of those companies say go out of business or have any problems, you're sort of at the mercy of their setup. So with DYNDNS, it's a super reliable. 25 bucks a year is pretty affordable, and they're a pretty big company that's probably not going to go anywhere. And then you can also set up the DVR to email you if it's detected any motion on a specific camera. That's kind of an outdated feature now, that a lot of people can actually remote view their footage because why get an email from your DVR when you can actually just log in and view your cameras. So we don't typically do that one very much. In the mobile section here, this is good because if you ever want to connect with a smartphone or an iPad or any other type of mobile device, you're going to want to use this port here, the 10510, and so that's another port number that you're going to need to know. IP firewall, that's 95% of the time we don't need to use that at all. And then in the other settings, you just leave that closed as well. And that's pretty well it for the network settings of the DVR.